To say that the United Kingdom is facing the most important election in a generation would not be an exaggeration. And unlike the Brexit vote in June 2016, British citizens seem to have taken this vote very seriously. Long queues have been reported outside most polling stations. Voter turnout is said to be higher than any time in the recent past. Boris Johnson, the Conservative Party prime ministerial candidate, cast his vote in Westminster. He came with his dog to the polling booth. And soon after, Jeremy Corbyn, the Labour candidate, also voted in North London. Make no mistake, a lot is at stake in this election.
What is it that we're going to do? We're going to get Brexit done.
On the one hand, there is Boris Johnson, whose mantra has been to get Brexit done, as you just heard. On the other, there is Corbyn, who wants to renegotiate a new Brexit deal and protect national assets like the NHS.
You go down the road with Boris Johnson, a sweetheart deal with Donald Trump, you break off any serious relationship with Europe, or you go down the Labour way, which is the adult responsible way of negotiating a settlement that we will all live by and I will make sure is carried out in the future relationship with Europe.
So when will the results come out? The first official results will start trickling down in an hour after the polling closes. Around 4 a.m. Indian Standard Time on Friday. Counting should be over by 11:30 a.m. IST, so by noon tomorrow we should have the final result. There are 650 constituencies, 533 in England, 40 in Wales, 59 in Scotland and 18 in Northern Ireland. There are similarities and differences in the procedure between UK elections and Indian elections. If the incumbent ruling party gets a simple majority, then the party remains in office. There is no new term or a reappointment. If the opposition wins the majority, then the monarch, in this case the Queen, will ask the leader of the opposition party to form a government. So are there exit polls? Yes, there are. There are exit polls and opinion polls. Results of exit polls will be out as soon as polling ends. Ipsos Mori, which conducts opinion and exit polls for the BBC, says that the Conservative Party's lead over Labour has narrowed. So this is a closer election than was expected. The Conservatives have been consistently ahead in the opinion polls. The latest poll forecast shows the Conservatives taking 339 seats. This is up by 22 seats from the last general election in 2017. The left-wing Labour Party may take 231 seats. This is down by 31 compared to 2017. The Scottish Nationalist Party is on course for 41 seats and the Liberal Democrats may secure only 15 seats. Exit polls were more accurate than the opinion polls in the last two general elections in 2017 and 2015, but the broader theme among the voters is this: frustration. Frustration with Boris Johnson, frustration with Jeremy Corbyn.
I think the lies, the exaggeration, the lack of courtesy, the backslanging, the treating the public as stupid. I think more than anything, I have been shouting at radio and television for a year saying, do you think we're stupid?
I think a lot of people are struggling to find parties that they identify with or that properly represent the full spectrum of their own views.
So here are some of the scenarios. 1. If Tories get an absolute majority as expected, then Johnson will have complete control over the Brexit deal. 2. If Tories win only a working majority or lead a hung parliament, then Democratic Unionist Party will become very important and Brexit deal could get more complicated because this party, coalition member, is unhappy with Boris Johnson's deal. Scenario 3, and this is highly improbable, but not entirely impossible. If the Tories fail to get 310 seats minimum, then the Labour-led coalition has a chance to take over. And that means a complete change on Brexit. It's a big day, clearly, for Britain, for Boris Johnson, for Jeremy Corbyn, and it brings an end to a bitter squabbling between the two parties. The campaign trail was ugly. Insults were thrown liberally. Anti-Semitism in Labour Party became a poll issue. Islamophobia in the Conservative Party reared its ugly head. International issues were used by both parties to appease the multicultural voting public. Boris Johnson even hid in a fridge to avoid interviews.
Mr. Johnson, while you have 5 minutes, you're live on Good Morning. Could you talk to Piers and Susanna for me?
I'll be with you in a second.
Yeah, I have an earpiece here in my hands, ready to go. Right, he's been taken inside, into the freezer.
He's gone into the fridge.
There's a bunker.
It's
very
heroic work,
had
mate.
so far, isn't it?
That was heroic work.
Boris Johnson started the day pretending to deliver milk and then ended up in a fridge. Well, our party doesn't need to pretend, and we certainly don't need to hide in a fridge, because we're not afraid.
We're not afraid, he says, but Corbyn did not do much better. Not only did the Labour Party rake up issues like Kashmir, cheesy videos were circulated to win over British Indian votes. This takes the cake. Watch this.
हाँ, मैंने भी सुना था कि वो कंजर्वेटिव पार्टी के लिए वोट करेगा।
दादी, कंजर्वेटिव पार्टी अच्छी पार्टी।
बस बस
I have seen everything now. So much has happened over the last few months, from leaders holding fish to selling coffee to playing football. There was a lot of drama on the ground and off it. The media too was very polarized. Be it the Guardian or the Telegraph or the Daily Telegraph or the Mirror or the Sun, almost all the papers and tabloids took a side, even on polling day. This is a make or break election, I cannot say this enough. One with huge ramifications for the future of the UK as well as the European Union, which way will the United Kingdom sway? That's a question that everyone is waiting the answer for.